Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. We are told, we are regimented to think that, and for good reasons, in the free world, you have the right to change your representatives by going to vote every other 4, 5, or 6 years, and in that period of time, they can do basically whatever they want to do if it's legal, which they can provide money to whatever countries and implement policies and so on. Anyway, what you can do, you can protest. You have the right to protest, but they have the right to ignore you. And but on top of that, they also have the right to make sure that you don't act out. You know what I mean? For good reasons. You don't destroy property. You don't get engaged in riots. You don't start acting thuggish, and that therefore you have the oppressive or suppressive apparatus, which is the police and all riot police, and if you want army, it depends how out of control things might get. I hope they don't, but we have some problems in France, and we have some problems in Great Britain. In France, they expect on the 1st of actually tomorrow is the 31st, the 31st of January. France braces up for some big pension protest. The government, the elected officials, they increased the pension, the how do you call it, the retirement, I think from 62 to 65 or something like that. And the French people are not the citizens of France, the ones that Napoleon would recognize if he would be resurrected right now from the Hotel d'Invalides. Okay, if you would take the beautiful marble to the side and get him out and say, hey, here are your, enfants de la pays, then he's going to be like, where am I? Yeah, so if those citizens will act like French people act, like the guys in Sweden, berserk, no, I'm just kidding, then the police will not be necessary. But since the French know the French, they will provide with a little bit of this. France to deploy 11,000 police officers to monitor, and they're just going to look around. Order at Tuesday protests against pension reform. This article comes from Sputnik, right here, and it's from 11 hours ago. Slacker. So, France will deploy 11,000 police officers to monitor order at Tuesday protest against pension reform. Okay. What do I see there? I see any weapons? All right, of mass destruction. What's this? A police car. Jesus Christ. It has 4 wheels or 3 wheels? It's a Peugeot or what? Citroën? Oh, yeah, doesn't matter. Let's go and see. French Interior Minister Gerald Darmanin, I guess, said on Monday that 11,000 police officers and gendarmes would be deployed on January 31st to ensure security at nationwide demonstrations against a draft pension reform. How many were deployed for those riots in Paris when those Kurds were killed by that crazy? Yeah, I thought so. The first wave of demonstrations against the reform, which would raise the country's retirement age, took place on January 19th. More than 200 protests are expected to take place across France in the second wave of Tuesday. What if it's frozen? Then we're not going to have waves. Now, I'm quoting, 11,000 policemen and gendarmes will be mobilized throughout France on this day, with 4,000 in Paris. Thus, there will be 1,000 more police officers than on the previous day of the nationwide demonstration, Darmanin said, as aired by a French broadcaster. So, on January 10th, French Prime Minister Elisabeth Borne, or Borne, I don't know, presented the draft pension reform legislation, which the government plans to implement in September. According to Borne's plan, the French government will begin to raise the retirement age in the country by 3 months per year from September 1st. September 1st, what, 1939? No. Gradually increasing it from the current age of 62 to 64. Well, I give them 65. I think they will not come and get me out for this. By 2030. All right, here we go. What are those? Oh, French people. Okay. On over 200 strikes were held across France in the first protest wave, with the largest protests taking place in Paris, Marseille, Lyon, Toulouse, Lille, and Nantes. The French Interior Ministry said that more than 1 million people took part in the rallies. 38 people were detained during the protest. All right, that's not a big number. 38 people out of 1 million. So that's one. And then we go to this one right here. And we got this from Al Mayadin, an Arab independent news media outlet. And it says that this is from 30th of January 2023, so from today, about 500,000 UK workers set to hold mass strike on February 1st. So that's Wednesday. The UK is still witnessing strikes across the kingdom, but thousands of teachers, train drivers, civil servants, university teachers, bus drivers, and security guards will show up. How many police officers were here? Anybody? Anybody? No? No? Yes? No? I don't see anything here. Pam param, boom, 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 bim, boom, boom. 4 days ago, the United Kingdom's Chartered Society of Physiotherapy, CSP, reported that more than 4,000 of its members went on strike, thereby setting a precedent in order to demand higher wages. And remember, they were not only that, there were some other people, if you remember, the nurses in December. It follows an unprecedented strike by nurses last month, and also the, how do you call those, the ambulance drivers. So it's coming, and it's gonna go, because, you know, this is how you work in the system, within the system. You go in protest, stay in the cold for how long you stay, and then you go home, and then come back and forth. And our so-called leaders, our employees actually, because we send them over there, we elect them to do whatever we want them to do. That's why we elect them over there. They're gonna stay inside and drink some tea. And we're saying, what are the idiots doing? Oh, still out there? Yeah. Jean, can you play a little bit of mandolin? Or minuet? Anyway, something like that. So this is how it works nowadays. And you can't do anything. You're fine. You're good. And your elected officials will work on your behalf. Now, I wonder why they have to do that and increase the pension age. Well, we know why. Something is not profitable somewhere. And France doesn't have money somehow, but it sends money to Ukraine. And I'm going to come back to that all the time, because I think that's a disgrace. Your French citizens are as they are, and they you put them to work at old age, but you send money to unknown people to make sure that their government is still operational, like the Americans sent to the Ukrainians. Unbelievable. But not unbelievable, it's not unbelievable at all. That was just an expression. My bad. It's very believable, and it's unfortunate. And these elected officials, you can get them out of the office when their term expires in 2 years maybe. So good luck. In 2 years they can your country as much as they want, and your children's future. Great. You gotta love this kind of system. Yes. But hey, can you think of a better one? Yes. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.